Hey guys!
Hi everybody!
I'm Kendra.
I'm Heather.
And welcome to Matchmakers and Makeup! Okay guys, so today we're going to talk about write-ins. We've had some crazy write-ins from people of stuff that's happened to them, stuff they've found on the internet, and we're going to talk about those.
Right?
I'm going to do a look with this Milani palette. You guys probably can't see it, but it's a lot of sparkly deep colors and some black.
And I'll put the names of everything in the...
In the comments.
Or
in
in
the description.
The description,
yeah. Even better.
I really need to get caught up on that. And I started my makeup earlier. I'm just not finished, so...
Well, we all know that Heather doesn't multitask. So I will be putting on the Milani palette and she'll probably just read, you know?
I'm just going to sit here and make faces at y'all.
All right. So I am going to start with a nice black as my base here.
You start with that and I'll start with my first thing.
Yes. All right. Go for it, girl.
Okay, I'm going to have to look at this. How about I do this?
Yeah, there you go. Do your
Okay,
thing.
but I have to hold it really far out because I don't have my cheater glasses on.
Cheaters on because she's getting old.
I am. I'm old as dirt. Okay, ready? So, these are things that were found on Tinder. Okay, so.
Well, yeah, Tinder, right?
And we all know about Tinder, right? It's the place for
first.
Well, it's the place for weirdos. But
Yeah.
you know, you also meet nice people on there,
Sometimes.
right?
Not
Tinder
really.
No, you met somebody that you actually had a connection with.
Right, but how did that go?
True. I'll shut up. Okay, ready? Okay. This is somebody who had updated like their Tinder profile, right? And this is what their like bio said. It said.
All right, let's hear it.
It was a dude and it said, "Girls are like parking spaces. The good ones are always taken. So just use the disabled ones when no one's looking."
That is horrible. He's going to hell for sure. For sure.
I feel like I'm going to hell for laughing because it's horrible. But come on. It's terrible and I want to cry, but it's really funny. And I know that's rotten to say, but it's funny.
Yeah, maybe a little. Maybe just a little. But that's
right.
horrible. He should have never said that.
No, he shouldn't have. And I shouldn't have laughed.
No.
But here we are.
Here we are.
So,
Heather.
okay, so this next one was a dude who had like he'd been talking with this girl on Tinder back and forth, and he he told her like via whatever, however, I forget how you message on Tinder. Either way, he said, "Well, my mom, she put me out for stabbing her boyfriend, but now she wants me to come back home."
Oh my gosh. Wow. And he was like, had no shame in it, huh?
Right? Why would you admit that?
Although some of the stuff that people have admitted to me, shouldn't tell anybody, like ever.
No.
Like some people overshare before you meet them.
I have a tendency to overshare.
Well, so do I.
But not like that. I'm not going to tell you every little... No.
See, what I do is I self-sabotage. I tell you every bad thing about me within the first 2 weeks because I'm going to try to push you away. I'm going to try to make it so you don't want to go out with me anymore. I don't know why I do that.
Because you're a self-sabotager.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to tell you every bad thing here right away, and then if you don't want to go out with me, you can run.
Right, because you'd rather get hurt early on than never. I mean, no, you'd rather get... You know what I mean.
Exactly. I'd rather get hurt like within the first 2 weeks than 8 months down the road.
Right, exactly.
Before I catch feelings.
Wait, I'm more apt to just tell you everything so that you know what you're getting yourself into.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think that's what I'm doing too. Because I would rather know if you can't handle it right away than 6 months down the road.
I'm not trying to push you away. I'm just like, hey, this is me. Take it or leave it.
Right. Me too. Me too. I guess it's not pushing you away. I just want you to know now rather than later.
Right. I feel you. I get it. Okay. So there was one other one that I was going to share. Okay. And I thought
You're going through these really fast.
Well,
I thought this would take longer.
Yours may take longer because you're a better storyteller. I'm just like, here, this is what I found. This is what's going on. Take it. Yeah. And now I'm done. So this one I thought was cute, but the chick that this happened to did not think it was cute. And she like didn't see the guy again. I think it's witty and it would make me laugh and I would be intrigued. So,
well, let's hear it, Heather.
I will. Her name is Vartika.
Vartika.
That's her name.
I like it.
So, her and this dude on Tinder were messaging back and forth, and he said, "Okay, so let me give you this scenario." He said, "Let's say we go on a date and you invite me over afterwards. We decided we're going to watch a movie together. So we're sitting on the couch, we're watching the movie, laughing, things are going great. There's like an intimacy developing between us. All of a sudden, we glance at one another and our eyes lock.
Okay.
And we start moving closer to one another as if we're about to kiss. But then I stop you and I say, Vartika, I have a question. And then her, like, that was him. And she says,
Vartika,
she
I have
says,
a question.
And he says, okay. Or she says, okay, shoot, what's the question? He says, Vartika,
Oh, heavens.
do I pick you up horizontally or vertically? And I thought that was adorable.
That's clever.
And she said she said that was the most offensive thing I've ever heard, and I've never spoken to him again.
What?
And so people, because I found this on Reddit, and people were like, oh my gosh, you're horrible. That was so funny. That's so clever. And she's like, no, don't use my name like that. Don't use my name in vain, is what she responded with.
Oh, whatever, girl. Chill out. You're not that good.
I would have loved that. That would have had
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I would have been like,
yeah, I'd be like, this dude's clever. He put some time into this.
right, that's hilarious to me.
I did.
Yeah, I was digging it.
Oh, some girls are just a little too serious.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, life is fun. Let's have a little fun, guys.
And if you can't laugh at yourself or your name, then sorry.
Right?
That's
No.
that's boring.
Okay, whatever.
That's boring. You're boring then.
Okay, well, I'll tell you some of mine.
Do that, and then I'll just sit here and do something. Okay.
All right. Well, okay, so the first one I read, this guy and the girl went out for their first date. They went to dinner first. They had been talking for about 2 weeks, which seems to be normal.
Pardon me?
You know?
Sorry. Go ahead.
So it seems to be normal, at least, like, in my experience. You usually talk to a guy for about 2 weeks before you go on a date, right?
Typically, yeah.
Around there, 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes longer, but they go out to eat at the restaurant, and he had known her or known of her, but didn't really talk to her because she had always been in a relationship.
Okay.
And so she was single, and they decided, you know what, we're gonna give this a try.
Okay.
So while they're at the restaurant eating, her ex-boyfriend keeps texting. Like, her phone is just dinging constantly, which, huge turnoff, right?
Right. I
And
mean, yeah, she should have turned it down.
exactly.
Or whatever. Right.
So eventually she turns it down.
Okay.
But it's her ex-boyfriend, obviously. He keeps going over and over and over again. Like, does not shush. So they leave. They go out for drinks at the bar next, right? They go to this bar. They're having a good time. Then the guy keeps calling because she's turned her volume down, like her text notifications down.
But does
He
she
keeps
answer?
Calling. She doesn't answer the first few times. Then she decides, I think I'm gonna have to answer.
Okay.
So she answers, and he's crying. He's a mess, like sobbing, uncontrollable
Oh no.
mess.
Why?
And the guy she's on a date with can hear it. He's upset still because of their breakup.
How long had it been, did they say?
It'd been about 2 months.
Okay.
Which to me, that's a long enough time.
Oh, I love this. Smell it.
The peach stuff.
It's the perfectly peach. Anyway, go ahead.
So good.
I love this.
So anyway, he tells her, like, I just need to see you. I just need to see you. And she's like, I don't think that's a good idea. If it was me, I wouldn't have answered the phone anyway. Like,
I wouldn't have either. No.
He is your ex.
For a reason.
If you don't have kids together, if you don't have anything tying you together, you don't need to answer, especially when you're on a date with another man. I think that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, if I was with somebody and, like, a guy, and he was answering the phone for his ex, they don't have kids together, there's no emergency.
No, I wouldn't.
Bye,
That'd be
boy.
it. That'd be it. Right.
So next thing he knows, this man is standing outside of the bar. He can see him through the window, and he's like, this man looked like death. Like, he looked like his puppy dog had died. So she goes outside, she talks to him, she tells him, hey, it's okay. Well, it'll be okay. Like, I love you, but
Right.
not in love with you. Needless to say, this poor man ends up just leaving, just leaves the date. He's done, which I don't blame him. Like,
Right.
whatever.
Was she still outside talking when he left?
Yes. Yeah, which is sad. It's sad that it had to end like that.
Right.
Because, from reading it, the guy seemed very understanding for the first 37 text messages and 15
Right.
phone calls.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, I thought it was sad. But you know what? Hey, she can have old sourpuss.
Right. Yeah. That's sad because she ruined probably a good thing.
Exactly.
She couldn't
Exactly.
leave him be. Right.
Because the guy that's going to sit there through that is probably a good man.
Right. Yeah.
At least from, first judgment.
Yeah. That's sad.
So, yeah, whatever.
Sad story.
Yeah, I thought it was. So, the next one that got sent to me, this one, the guy and girl had gone out, they didn't know each other. This was one that they had met on Bumble.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe they weren't talking that long because they had not gotten to the subject of what they did for a living.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, it's important, but it's not everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But typically you discuss that prior to.
Right. So that surprised me.
Although there have been some dudes that I've talked to, and they're like, I would really rather wait for all those kind of questions until we're face to face because I want to do things old school.
Okay. Okay. I haven't ran into that yet.
I have, but honestly, it never got past to the point where we even went out because they didn't capture my attention enough, honestly, because
They wanted to save everything for in person.
Right. So then, you know, I'm not going to go out with you right away, so we have to talk a little bit.
Right, right.
So then they just didn't want that, so yeah.
It's kind of, to me, it's kind of a turnoff if they can't hold a conversation.
Right, and
like,
they need to be able to do that.
You need
right.
somebody that's going to be like, oh, hey, like,
right.
I did this, and I had this adventure, and, you know.
Right. That's why typically my go-to is like the 20 questions game.
I love the 20 questions game.
And we can stop after like 20 if you want to.
Or
I mean,
10.
Typically,
or,
I'm like, it's the 20 questions, but it's infinite, right?
Right.
And even if I've been talking to you for a month, I just might pop up and say, hey, question, you know, because I just want to keep it going.
It's fun. I
Right.
love that.
Right.
So, for some reason, yeah, that's the way it went.
Okay.
They end up talking and on the date, and she's like, so what do you do for a living? And he told her he'd gone to trade school. So he went to trade school, and I think he was an electrician. Which electricians, they make decent money. That's a good living.
And it's
respectable.
right.
It's lucrative.
I like it. Yeah.
And she just looked at him like he was a unicorn. Just stares at him. Pulls out her phone. He did not even go to college.
She said that as she was typing it?
She whispered it as she's texting it. And he says he could just see her hitting the exclamation point. Like, had to have been what she was hitting.
Oh my gosh.
She huffs, puts her phone down. It's like, so, what do you think of the salmon? Like, just acts like nothing after that. And he is like, serious? Like, what just happened? What just happened here?
Oh my gosh.
So, he didn't waste much more time. I mean, this is a smart man. He's like, okay, we're done here, right?
Right, yeah.
So, the poor guy, he says that, he asks for the check and they walk out. Well, old Crazy Pants follows him out, right? And she's like, so where are you parked? And he looks at her thinking, why the hell does she want to know where I'm parked? And he's like, well, I'm parked about a block away. How about you? And she's like, well, I took the bus. And he's like,
bus?
Yeah. He's like, oh. She's like, well, I don't have a license. Dude pulls his phone out. He's like, she doesn't even have a license. Puts his phone away. And he's like, there's a bus station just right around the corner.
Dang. Oh, I like that. Good for him.
I thought so too.
Good
because,
for
I
him.
mean, come on, ladies. Come on.
Good for him.
Trade school is perfectly fine. Like,
Right.
I don't care where a man works as long as he works.
Let's be honest. Trade school and having a labor job, he probably makes more money than a lot of dudes with a college degree.
I agree. I agree completely.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those men are paying off their student loans still, and even if their student loans are paid off, they still don't make as much as an electrician
Not
or
only
a
that,
plumber.
He's probably really good with his hands.
Oh yeah.
And that's really important.
It's very important.
I'd rather a guy that's good with his hands, who's strong, than a guy who can push some buttons on a computer.
Hell to the yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean,
her loss. It's her loss. And
Definitely her
dude,
loss.
if you ever hear this, you just call one of us.
Yeah, but yeah, that was. Oh, I kind of like how this eye is turning out, Heather.
I like the shimmer that's going on with it.
I
I used to have a palette like that.
didn't your dog eat it?
She sure did.
I got this at Ulta. It was on sale for like $19.99.
That's
or
okay
something.
because I bought mine at TJ Maxx. It was like $6.99. Yeah, that's why you should call me before you order stuff.
I know, that was my bad.
Mhm,
That
it
was
was.
an impulse buy.
But that's
what I
okay
got.
because I'm going to use it.
Yeah, right. It's fine. It's fine. You can use it.
Yeah, I know.
So let's see. What else did I read that was good? Oh, okay. So this girl goes on a date. She ends up having sex on the first date, which that's a huge no-no.
Right.
Girls don't do that.
Not on the first date. And I'm
No.
not. There's no shame if you do because sometimes you get
I mean,
in
it
that moment.
happens, but try not to.
Try not to because
I mean, just don't shave your vajayjay on the first date.
then you're
okay?
less likely to do it. Because
Exactly.
the dudes I've talked to, most of them have more respect for somebody that says no the first time.
Absolutely.
Or that says no on the first date, or doesn't try to, or whatever, you know.
But the ladies these days, ladies, come on.
Ladies are hoochies.
Get your shit together, ladies.
Yeah.
From what I hear, y'all are hoochies out here.
Yep.
You're making me and Heather look like fucking unicorns.
Right?
Because we're not sleeping
we're
with
like,
men.
Or they're like, oh my gosh, you're a bunch of prudes, because all these other
Right.
girls will put out.
I know, and I'm like, you know, I don't have sex outside of a committed relationship. They're like, who?
What'd you say?
Where are you from? But,
Where's your habit? Isn't that what
Right.
it's called that none swear? Is that called a habit?
yeah. See?
If I know that, then
Sister
I'm good.
Kendra Lee over here.
Yeah, that's her.
It's totally me. But honestly, I mean, I have found that guys have much more respect.
Yeah, I agree.
And girls, if they're not willing to wait, then they're not the man for you.
Right. And we're not saying wait, like, you know, forever.
Right. You
You
know,
know,
you don't
but-
have to wait till he puts a ring on it.
Right. I mean, you can if you want. Hey.
Right. But you don't have to.
Right. Some people wait till marriage.
Right.
That's great for them.
That's amazing for them, yeah.
Right. But don't do it on the first date. Please.
Mm-mm. No.
Don't do it on the second date. I mean, do it on the second date. You know, Kendra says no. I say, you know what? By the second date, you do you. Just try not to do the first
Not
date.
if you like him. Not if you really like him.
Well,
Don't.
yeah. But what if you really like him and you've been talking long enough that,
How long you been talking?
hey, shush.
No,
What
that's
if-
important.
Well, okay, maybe a month.
Okay, you've been talking a month and you've been on 2 dates?
You're on your second date. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. I'll
Yeah.
okay that.
Yeah.
Now if you've been talking 2 weeks and you're on your second date,
No.
a little too soon, babe.
Yeah.
A little too
Yeah.
soon.
But again, it's up to you.
Right.
That's
I'm just saying
our perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
I generally go for 4 dates. Like if I like you and we're by date 4, you know if somebody is going to be long term or not for you.
True. True. And I am probably, so I've lived most of my life married.
Mm-hmm.
And so where Kendra was wilder when she was younger,
Right.
I was not. And so I feel like maybe I'm a little more loosey-goosey now than Kendra. So that's why I'm more apt to say yes on a second or third date.
Yeah. Which, I mean, do you, baby, do you. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, from my perspective,
Yeah.
that's, yeah. So anyway, this girl goes out with a guy. They have sex on their first date. They go back to his house. And in the middle of sex, she hears just, like, what's sobbing. So she looks up at him. He is full on sobbing, you guys.
Why? Aw.
And so she pushes him off of her. She's like, my mom's calling. I gotta roll. He jumps up, still sobbing, and gets to the doorway. She runs out. She's like walking down his driveway as she's putting her shirt on. And he's in the doorway. He's like, please don't go. He's still crying. He's still sobbing. And he's like, our signs match perfectly. We would have been perfect in the heavens. Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to feel bad and
Yeah.
think maybe it was like a
No,
sad
he's
story.
batshit
He
crazy.
really was crazy.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. She got rid of him just in the nick of time, didn't she?
So I would have at least stopped and asked why he was crying before I ran, right?
No.
Wouldn't
Well,
you?
okay.
I mean, what
Yeah.
if, you know, what if,
I mean, what
you
if
know,
it was something extra special? Oh, I forgot. He threw in there while they're making love that he loved her.
Okay, then never mind. Then never mind. Yeah, I'm with her. I would have done the same thing because then clearly.
Yeah,
But
clearly
yeah.
that shit crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, if he wouldn't have said the whole love thing and then, you know, and you're in the middle of it, he starts crying, I would have been at least stopped and been like, what's wrong? You know, maybe his mama
Right.
died yesterday and he just didn't get a chance to tell you.
True.
You know,
I mean,
although
you never know.
mid-sex is probably not the best time to think about his mom, but you never know.
Well, that would be a little weird. Yeah. Yeah.
But either way, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Either way, it's weird, Heather.
It's weird.
It's weird.
You're right.
So I've got one more that I'm going to share with you guys as I'm finishing up here. I'm going to put mascara on, I think, off camera because this is getting a little long. But I'm,
Okay, look
I'm
at me.
digging this so far.
Wow, that's a lot of shine you got
Mhm.
going on. I like it too. It's different.
It's kind of like a, yeah, it's something that I would not wear just during the day, obviously.
No, but if you're going out clubbing,
Yeah,
because
then
you know
it's
we club
fun.
so much.
I know. I haven't been clubbing in years.
No, there's not even clubs around here.
In
Is
Iowa
there?
City, yeah. That's where we always went, even
No, not
before we were
me.
21.
Not me.
Well, no, you didn't live here.
No.
But that's where all of us went. Right, guys?
Uh-uh.
So, yeah, one more story.
Okay, tell it.
So this girl, she's in her early 20s. A guy she knew of in high school asked her out, right? And she's like, okay. You know, she always thought he was cute, nice guy. They talk. He picks her up. Well, first he tells her they're going to go out for dinner and ice skating, which adorable.
I love that because it's
Out
not
of the
the same
ordinary
old nonsense.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So
Right.
she's excited. She's like,
Right.
okay, he's putting some thought into this. This is going to be good.
Right.
So he picks her up and they're going to a mall that's like in the next town over. So it's like 45 minutes away. And she's thinking, well, like, why are we going like all the way here? Couldn't we just go ice skating at the park that's 10 minutes away? So they go to the mall, they go to the food court, and he's like, you can pick anywhere you want to, baby. Like, I'm gonna pay for it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Zombie Burger if we're in Coralville.
Oh, girl,
Get
yeah.
that mac and cheese burger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, she's like, and she wasn't even appalled by that. She's like, you know what? I get it. Like, I'm in my early 20s. Like, we're all poor right now, right?
Right.
So she's cool with it. But then he gets to be kind of a dick because he picks up his phone and he actually starts flirting with 2 other females on the phone during this food court date.
No, he doesn't.
He does. So now she's turned off. She tells him,
Yeah.
she's like, I'm ready to just go home. And he's like,
Right.
no, just wait. Let's just give it a little bit longer.
Okay.
She's like, fine. So they go over to the skating rink, to the ice skating rink, right? And she's like, he was a shit skater, by the way.
Ugh.
And they're skating along, and he's like, we really should buy this. We need to go into business together. This is for sale. Like, I want you to co-sign on a lease with this. And she's
And this was
like,
their first date?
yes. Like, she knew of this man, but like did not know him.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So she's like, what in the hell is happening here? Like, she is ready to just rock and roll.
Right,
Like, get
right.
the hell out of here, right?
Right.
And so she tells him, she's like, no, like, this is not gonna happen. Like,
Right.
I'm done. This date is over. And he's like, okay, all right. So they're on the drive home, and he's like, well, do you want to come with me to see my grandpa? And he's, he lives really close to here. And at this point, she's like, you know what? The date has already been shit. Like, why not? We'll just go see Gramps real quick too. So he's super excited about that. He's like, all right, cool. So they start driving to Gramps' house. They pull up in the cemetery. Yeah, that's right, the cemetery. And that's where Gramps lives. It's the cemetery. And
Aw,
I
okay.
know, okay, right? But I don't get it. I mean, yeah, sad. Okay, whatever.
No, but I don't
weird
get it.
for
but
the first
yeah,
date.
It's very weird, yeah.
And so they pull up, and he's like, would you like to get out and meet Grandpa? And she's like, no, but I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, meeting him, yeah,
Yeah.
that's even worse. Yeah, okay.
And so finally, after all this, she gets home, blocks the guy, never hears from him again. But to me, that's probably one of the worst first dates I have ever heard.
That's insane.
Like, that dude had to have had some screws loose. Like, even in his early 20s, screws have been loosened.
So, I mean, he planned, let's go here, because he had a plan.
Yeah.
He was going to take her there to purposely ask her to invest. I wonder if, like, she had money or something.
Maybe her parents had money, or I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird. Okay.
I'm
very
done.
weird.
I'm done, but I kind of
You
like
look
them.
fabulous.
Hey.
I'm digging it. Yeah.
You
I'll
like
finish.
it?
I do. I'm going to finish
Okay.
mine off camera, and then we'll take a nice picture.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we guys, we hope
Good,
you guys have
good makeup.
good dates.
Good
Good vibes.
vibes. Bye.
Bye.